Episode 9 is set to have many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Star Wars Episode 9 that a lot of people are really curious about right now is exactly how well it's going to reflect on the prequel trilogy era, on whether or not it's going to be a bad or a good thing by writer and director J.J. Abrams. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the concept of the Chosen One returning in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that the concept of the Chosen One will return in the final installment of the saga that will have a connection to the evolving MacGuffin in the story in the second and third act of the film. It's described that one of the Anakin Skywalker artifacts will have to do with the return of the Chosen One element of Episode 9, and that part of the storyline will also have to do with involving the character of Luke Skywalker delivering new details and revelations about the Chosen One in the film. It's said to reflect on the prequel trilogy era and other forms of canon and lore. The Anakin artifact that is connected to new revelations of the concept of the Chosen One is said to be the only one of the big revelations connected to the legacy and prequel trilogy characters. Additionally, it's described that George Lucas offered some guidance and advice to JJ about using the concept of the Chosen One in a unique way for the story. It said that this is part of the story that was taken from the original script by Colin Trevorrow that was tweaked by J.J. Abrams in the final version of the script. So what's really interesting about all of this is that you can already tell how J.J. Abrams is of course using elements from the prequel trilogy era and inserting that into Star Wars Episode 9 in a very unique way. Now, I've actually expressed this, numerous times before in the past, and my concern about this, on this actually being a negative for a lot of the Star Wars fans around the world. So, like I say, if the plan is going to be pretty rich, and if it's going to be executed very well on the big screen, and if it's laid out perfectly and written very, very well, I think that this could very well work of how they're going to be using the aspect or the concept of the Chosen One in Star Wars Episode 9 in a very original and unique way that we have never seen before in a Star Wars film to date. Now, does this necessarily mean that Kylo Ren and or Rey is going to be the new Chosen One in Star Wars Episode 9? There's a huge possibility that at least one of those characters are definitely going to be that. So we do know one thing here. What's really intriguing is that the Anakin Skywalker artifact, at least one of the Anakin artifacts in Episode 9, is going to have a connection to how the Chosen One aspect of the story is going to be used by J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. And what's even all the more exciting is that George Lucas actually lended a hand to J.J. Abrams about using the concept and offering a lot of guidance and advice to J.J. about using the concept of the Chosen One in Episode 9 for, of course, some of the sequel trilogy characters as well as some of the legacy and prequel trilogy characters. Now, not only that, what's really intriguing about all of this is that this whole entire part of the story actually originated in the original script by Colin Trevorrow that was taken by J.J. Abrams and tweaked here and there before it was finalized in the actual story of Episode 9. So, we do know that the MacGuffin, in case you guys have no idea what that means, it's a plot device that moves the story forward. Think, of course, the map of Luke Skywalker. That's the MacGuffin of The Force Awakens. So the MacGuffin in this movie is going to be evolving. It's going to be changing from start to finish constantly. And part of the MacGuffin has all to do with the Anakin Skywalker artifact, at least one of the Anakin artifacts, that will be connected to a big clue and or revelation about the aspect or Chosen One, element being used in Star Wars Episode 9. Things, with great care. And if you look at the prequels, even in the prequels, it was still pretty uncertain when even Yoda delivered that line of dialogue saying, misread the prophecy might have been. So, when we look at Star Wars as a whole, the great thing about the Chosen One is that we do know that Anakin Skywalker, at least in my point of view, is the true Chosen One, and it seems as though that's exactly why they're using the Anakin Skywalker artifact in the film that is going to be a basic, key to one of the revelations of how the Chosen One aspect or concept will be used in Star Wars Episode 9. Guys, I will say that I'm very excited to see, you know, what's going to happen in the second and third act of this movie, where the MacGuffin is going to evolve, and it's actually going to be connected to the reveal and or revelation of how the Chosen One will be used by JJ in this movie. And it really does bring up a great question. Who really deserves to be the Chosen One in Star Wars Episode 9? Is it going to be Rey? Is it going to be Kylo Ren? I myself personally, I expressed this earlier today, I think that it should really go over to Ben Solo if he turns back to the light side of the Force, and that he should indeed be the Chosen One since he is indeed a descendant of Anakin Skywalker. It only makes sense, right? So with that being said, guys, I will say, you know, I'm very fascinated about this movie. We got 11 days to go until Star Wars Celebration, and we got 265 days to go until the movie drops in theaters come December 19th of 2019. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.